And then I have a fur, a real fur stole that is from Zsa Zsa Gabor's closet.
Like legit Zsa Zsa Gabor.
La da darling, you know really, but Zsa Zsa Gabor, but she was wonderful, but she marries a prince, he took the leg, he said, I don't care.
Hi, I'm Damian Pelliccione, and you're watching Mic Drop, where pop culture collides with the stories that matter the most, and nobody leaves without dropping something real. I'm so excited because today we have the fabulous comedian from Las Vegas, Seth Robichaux.
Well, hello. How are you, darling?
I am doing amazing, and I just want to talk about this outfit for a second because this is like, I don't like. Are we going to the pool at the Bellagio?
I got this off of a curtain at the Venetian. No, this is actually 2006. It's vintage now.
No way.
2006 Jennifer Lopez collection.
2006. Oh my God.
I stole this out of my mother's closet.
So where do you find your clothes? Like, what inspires your fashion?
Well, I find them in the closet next to my exes, but and that's true. But no, I always just love, like, you know, the more gaudy is the more glamorous to me, because where I'm from is in the South, and that is an old adage that rings true down there. Like, you know, the more tacky, the more you think it's glamorous, you know. And I didn't grow up knowing what fashion was or glamour was, so to me, I just dress the way I feel glamorous, and that's, you know, anything over the top. You know what I mean? So yes, a curtain from the Bellagio mixed with some Christmas tree ornaments, and you know that just makes me do my thing. But yeah, so I just try to dress the way I feel comfortable and the way I want to look glamorous, and it makes me feel glamorous, you know.
Well, you look glamorous today,
Well, thank you.
and you look glamorous last night on stage, but we're going to talk about that in a moment. So I read that your guilty pleasure show is The Golden Girls.
Yes.
Such a classic, a queer classic for sure. So what made you want to watch this show? You're 25 years old. This is crazy.
25 years old, which as I joked last night, I said in gay years, that means I'm Betty White. And because we age quicker, as we all know. But no, what made me love the show? I can't remember the first time I watched the show. Like, I watched it when I was a teenager, you know. I used to watch a lot of Turner Classic Movies, and then I used to watch that network, Logo, you know, and I didn't know at the time that it was, like, you know, for the lesbian and gay culture, but so Golden Girls was playing on it all the time, you know, and that's how I discovered The Nanny, Golden Girls, all these things. But Golden Girls especially stick out to me because I just love that it was like all these different personalities as actresses and as characters together, and it makes golden comedy. I mean, it's like lightning in a bottle, you know what I mean? There's not one episode of that show that falls flat. Not one. I mean, and straight, gay, lesbian,
matter.
Anybody should watch that show in comedy for a masterclass of it. And the writers, of course, were brilliant on that show. You got to give them that credit. I mean, that's just fabulous. So.
It's a total masterclass. Now,
yes.
We're going to test your knowledge of Golden Girls with some rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
But just first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Favorite Golden Girl?
I dress like Blanche. I think like Dorothy.
Ha ha ha. Blanche, do you think she's iconic or a little too much?
Iconic. Are you kidding me? My gosh. That's about all those men in one bed. I think that's great. Good for her.
Do you think Sophia's one-liners are the best part of the show?
Oh, hands down. Come on, this sassy little old lady just telling all these ladies where to put in, saying mother's not gonna give up and mother's gonna still have an active sex life and she's still gonna do her hijinks. I think it's the best. You know what I mean? Picture it. I love it.
Picture it. Sicily. Favorite duo, Dorothy and Sophia, or Blanche and Rose?
Dorothy and Sophia.
Totally.
Gotta go with them.
Funniest character overall?
I think B. Arthur, because they really, like, you know, whether she was being the butt of the joke or she was giving those iconic little takes that she would give, I mean, nobody can give that hot take like she can, that look, you know what I mean, to the audience, to the side of the camera. She was the best, so yeah.
Most savage character?
Blanche.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely. Her
That's
initials
Southern
spell
charm.
bed.
Oh my gosh.
Blanche Elizabeth Deborah.
Hello. Would you live in that house?
No. Too much wicker.
All right, well, that was great. I have a follow-up bonus question for you. Which Golden Girl do you relate to the most?
Well, I think, like I said, I have to pick two. Actually, I relate to all four of them, actually. Because, you know, I dress like Blanche, I think like Dorothy, I cook like Rose, and I'm as tired as Sophia. So I love all of them.
Well, we love the show, and obviously
Yes.
it's one of the classics, the queer classics, and it's part of gay history.
Yes. Well, they were the first really episodic show to address AIDS.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, how fabulous, and to do it in such a sympathetic way, to understand, give people understanding to it in a time that it wasn't understood. I mean, that was before I was even born, but I mean, I can appreciate that because, this is a time when nobody was talking about these things. And any disease should be talked about. It's humanity. And they showed a lot of humanity on that show through humor, which is what I think comedy is about.
I totally agree. We're going to move on to some fun questions about a favorite celebrity of yours, which I hear is Dolly Parton.
Oh, Miss Dolly. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. Clearly, look at the fashion. We both dress in that same kind of gaudiness, and she'd be the first person, I think, to say gaudiness. But yeah, I love her. She is the greatest. I mean, my God, what a prolific human. I mean, you can't get any better than she is. Truly an angel on earth. Yeah.
Total icon. So I'm going to ask you a few questions to test your knowledge and a little segment that we like to call, Do You Know Her? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. What is Dolly Parton's birth state?
Oh, Tennessee.
Bingo.
Pigeon Forge.
What is the name of Dolly Parton's philanthropic literacy program?
The Imagination Library.
Got it. What 1980 film did Dolly Parton star in alongside Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin?
I can't do the whole thing because copyright. Working 9 to 5.
Correct. What is Dolly Parton's signature instrument?
Her guitar.
Perfect. How many siblings did Dolly Parton grow up with?
9?
11. She's actually, if you count her, she's one of 12.
Wow.
Crazy, right? Big family.
My God, her mother must have been tired.
Have you been to Dollywood?
Of course, it's like gay Disney World. Well, actually, Disney World's gay Disney World, but it's an extension. No, I love Dollywood. It's so fun. Have you ever been?
I've never been. I'm dying to go.
You've got to go. It's so great.
And what's your favorite, last question I have for you on Dolly Parton, what is your favorite Dolly Parton song?
That is so hard. But there's a deep cut that she wrote called Smoky Mountain Memories that I love the most. That's one of her, it's like that bluegrass kind of thing. And my people are like that Irish descent, so I kind of love those acoustic windpipe sounds in a song and everything. I think she's such a prolific songwriter when it comes to just writing about where she's from. And she knows who she is and
She totally does.
and where she comes from, and she appreciates her people, and I admire that a lot.
Do you sing Dolly in your sets in Vegas?
I do some of them. The one I do in my show, actually, though, of course, that I can relate to the most is Coat of Many Colors. And people seem to really love that song, so I love to do that one in my show whenever I can.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, come by.
I heard that you have a great story about a time that you were detained at the Reagan Library. What happened?
What? Oh my God. Well, what happened was, I was sort of detained, but what happened was, and I thought, of course, a gay should get detained at the Reagan. I thought it was perfect. But some of my dear friends and surrogate parents who I happened to work with back in Las Vegas, Todd Fisher, who is like a surrogate dad to me, and I work with him a lot in his production company. His mother was Debbie Reynolds, and his sister was Carrie Fisher. And so I help him with the family's archives and everything and get to work with him a lot in Vegas, and it's a huge blessing. And the Reagan Library had brought him there to do a Star Wars kind of event, because, he was around during the Star Wars era. And so, when you're invited to a presidential library, you go, because free food. So we went, and he wanted to bring his mother's Oscar. And so he said, well, you carry that in, and we'll set it up here, and people can take pictures of the party, and it'll be lovely. So I do that. Well, party's over, and so I grabbed the Oscar to go, not thinking anything. Well, apparently one of the tour guides at the library, God bless her soul, she got on the walkie-talkie and said, this person is walking away with the Academy. I think it's a woman, but I don't know. I didn't check. And so I'm with the Academy Award, and I'm walking. By the way, and Debbie Reynolds is like my inspiration and icon. I love her. I mean, what an icon, a show business icon. She's the best. And I'm walking with Todd and his wife, and we're walking with the Oscar, and all of a sudden I hear this guy behind me, and he's like, "Excuse, where do you think you're going with that?" And I'm like, where home? I brought it. What do you mean? Where am I going with it? I'm going back to Vegas. We're going back, and so they're all like coming towards me, like to kind of pin me to the ground.
Thinking that you're like stealing the Oscar,
thinking
just walking
that
out.
thinking that the one gay guy at the Reagan Library is stealing Debbie Reynolds Academy Award.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
But I got a free pillow.
was that your like your
my compensation? I got a free pillow that says First Lady on it. So I thought, well, hey, thanks, Nancy.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that story. I don't think anyone has a story like that.
Well, it was a time. It was.
Well, I'm sure like holding that Oscar, walking out of that place, that energy, that must have been amazing. She's an icon.
She's an icon, the best. It was an honor. I love her.
Well, we're going to take a little commercial break. Stick around. You're watching Mic Drop with Damian Pelliccione. In the house, we've got Seth Robichaux. Welcome back to Mic Drop with Damian Pelliccione. That's me. But today we are talking to the fabulous, the one, the only Seth Robichaux from Las Vegas.
Hi, darling.
I'm so happy that you flew in for this, by the way.
I'm so honored that you had me come in. I just can't thank you enough. It was so much fun, and I'm having a blast out here. I'm sorry I have to make a quick turnaround to Vegas, too. It's just nonstop all the time.
Well, you are a popular person doing lots of live shows. I know you've got one tonight. But last night, you shot our Revry special,
Yes.
I'm Dead.
No, because we're living in divided times. We can all agree on one thing. We are over the Kardashians. Can I get an amen in here? I'm sorry. And as I said, I could talk about them because I am the mother. She's Kris. She's brilliant. Isn't she the most? Oh, give it up for Kris Jenner. That is if I ever wanted a vagina, I wish it were hers. I mean, no, she gets 10% of everything coming out of that thing. Do you understand? All 75 of these people, she gets 10%. Are you her vagina is like a slot machine at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. I mean, it's what the hell? I mean, seriously, no wonder Bruce Jenner went out and bought one. I mean, I think
Tell us about that experience.
Honestly, it was something so incredible to me. It was so special to come out on stage and do your act and to do it in front of, for the most part, a bunch of, people of the community. It's so wonderful to just get that, that acceptance and that love, because I think we all crave it, even from our own community. We all want to, be accepted for exactly for who we are. And even in the community, I think even, I'm a little bit more unique looking for some people because they're like, oh, I don't know what box to put them in. And so it's such an honor to just come out and tell my story and do it through humor and comedy and hopefully inspire people. It was just truly, it was very, I guess, what do you call that? Out of body. It was just a very fun experience and an honor to do it.
I think you stole the show last night. I was there in the audience. I mean,
Thank
you are
you.
Literally Joan Rivers reincarnated.
Well, I loved Joan and Don Rickles are my comedic icons.
Those are your inspirations?
Biggest. I just love them so much. Like they really set the bar, in my opinion, for what true comedy is, which is let's talk about everything. Let's say what we have to say, leave blood on the floor, and do it in good humor. Because if you can, I'm very much of that belief that if you can talk about it and joke about it, then we can acknowledge things that are going on around us. And it doesn't have to be this, scary thing. It can be just saying like, can you believe this shit? You know what I mean? And just talk about it and make people laugh through it. Because that's how we all get through life, Yeah. We all have hardships. We all carry our own bag of rocks. And, so I think that's the important thing about comedies. And that's what I loved about them.
And how long have you been doing stand-up for? 5
years now.
Wow, just 5 years.
I
swear you look like a professional who's been doing it for like 10, 20
years.
years.
Oh, bless you. Well, I've been performing since I'm 12 years old. I've been performing in theater since I'm 12. And I've always been someone to crack jokes, but stand-up strictly I've been doing for, 5 years.
And has most of your stand-up career been in Las Vegas?
No, kind of half and half. It was in New Orleans. I did the grunt work over there. And then, because I was going to acting school there. And then I came to Vegas and I've been there for just turned 3 years old there. And now,
And tell us about your show in Vegas.
Oh, well, I have such a fun show. It's called Too Glam to Give a Damn. And it's a variety show, really, is what it is. And like I said, I love doing the stand-up comedy, and I've headlined at places, but really my joy, because I'm also a singer and I'm also an actor at heart, and so is to combine all of that and really make a stage show out of it. I was very inspired, like I said, by Debbie Reynolds and Judy Garland and Bette Midler, like all these, especially women, who would create these productions of these kind of Vegas and Broadway type shows where it wouldn't just be music or one thing, it would be an all-encompassing thing. And for me, I love doing that. So I do everything in our show in Vegas. You know, I do it music, I do comedy, I do impressions, I wear a lot of glitter, a lot of gaudiness. You know, I'm with my great friend Wes Meadows on stage, who's my musical director and duet partner and kind of my co-pilot of the night, and we just have a great time together on stage. And yeah, right now we're playing at a place called the Composer's Room in Vegas, and we're just moving wherever they have us.
Wherever you get booked.
Wherever I get booked.
What's your favorite impersonation?
Well, I love to do Barbra Streisand because I
way.
do. Hello, gorgeous. You know what I'm talking
Yes!
about? But I put on a prosthetic nose and a blonde wig and a yentl overcoat when I do.
No
I
way.
do the costume changes. But everybody loves when I do Liza because I come on and God, I love being here, and it's wonderful. And I don't know where I am. And so, you know, she just always...
Smoking a cigarette.
Oh, always, you know,
Always.
Dale, you know, she does her thing. But she's great. So I love doing all kinds of... And I do older folks, too, like if there's an older... well, you know, really, I do Catherine Hepburn, you know, really, why, you know. And I do all the older folks as well. I love to do everybody from, you know, Catherine Hepburn to Britney Spears.
Okay, if you had to choose one and you're doing like the Snatch game on Drag Race, like
Sure.
who would you choose? Who would be your go-to?
Oh, probably Liza or Mae West.
Mae West.
Oh, because she, you know, she just had that, she needs a gas X, you know, she's always, something's going on down there. But so I would do one of those probably, because they have the sassiest answers, or the funniest.
What?
Or Judy, I would do, you know, Judy. But no one can outdo Jinx Monsoon doing Judy Garland, so it's like, can't beat that.
Can't beat that. Part of our show is called Mic Drop, and we have a signature part of our show where we talk about a moment where you're so proud of, something that you felt completely grounded in, a moment that'll last forever. Have you experienced your mic drop moment, or has it yet to happen?
Well, I like to think of it as that it's yet to happen, because then you have just, I mean, I've got so many dreams in me that, you know, it would really scare a lot of people, because really I want to do everything I can do in this lifetime, and I really feel that's what I was put here to do, you know, I want to do comedy in every way I can. I want to sing in every way that I'll be allowed to. I want to do movies, TV, Broadway. I mean, I really, and that sounds so, oh my God, to think about, but it's not for me, because it really is just what I feel I'm meant to do, and hopefully to inspire people doing it. I mean, when people say they want to be a star, like I do want to be a star, but it's not in the way where it becomes about me. It's more about what I can bring to the table to inspire people through that stardom or fame or whatever you want to call it, but just being that person that people can look up to, hopefully, and say, oh, you know, if he can do it, doing it his way, I want to do it. So I just want to do everything. So I think it's yet to happen. But there have been stepping stones. You know, opening my show in Vegas was a really great thing. Doing this here with you guys, doing I'm Dead, I mean, it's just been a huge moment for me. So there have been little mic drops, and hopefully I'll have a lot more. And then, you know, the big mic drop will be when I drop, I guess, one day. And then hopefully they'll say, well, he did good, you know? So that's the best way I can answer that.
If I could wave a wand and like tomorrow you could pick one thing that you really want to do, what is it?
Honestly, you know, I've thought about it, and one of the big ones, I would love to be the first gay host of Late Night. I'd really, really love that. I mean, and believe it or not, that wasn't the first dream that I had in my lexicon of dreams, but it's become one that's really, like, I would love to do, but to do a fresh take on it, you know, to do an opening monologue, but then do a musical number, do an opening musical number, and then do some sketches, and then sit down with the guest and talk one-on-one. So kind of, make it a new format for Late Night. And I really think it would be a great time. So I hope to achieve that.
Well, we're putting it on the vision board, and we're going to make
It's
that
there.
happen. It's going to happen.
America,
you heard it here first. We're going to take a commercial break right now, but stick around. We've got more in store with the fabulous Seth Robichaux. Welcome back to Mic Drop. I'm Damian Pelliccione, and we've got the fabulous Seth Robichaux. So, Seth, right before the break, we were talking about obviously your mic drop moment, but and doing Late Night and having your vision board.
Yeah.
I think that's super exciting. I think, you know, the sky's the limit for you, and especially
Thank
after seeing
you.
your show, like this is hopefully an opportunity where the rest of the world is going to get to know you even more.
Thank you.
So tell us, what's up next for you, Seth?
What's up next for me? Well, I'm doing my show in Vegas, having a great time doing that. Too glam to give a damn. I want to start a podcast up back in Vegas too, and have many of my friends on to gab with and just talk about life. I also want to hopefully do a little more acting work, you know, in the future, because I've done a lot of it, but I've been doing a lot of nightclub work, so I want to get back into that realm, working on some songwriting as well that I'm getting together, and hopefully love to put out a single or an EP by the end of the year of music, and then maybe a stand-up album too. So honestly, you know, I'm one of those people that wherever the mic drops next, I'm just gonna pick it up and let's go with it. So I have a lot of things on the vision board, but those are a few that are coming up.
Bingo. Talking about inspiring things, I wonder if Bette Midler is someone that inspired you, because I saw this photo of you with this Bette Midler thing.
God.
Can you please tell us what's going on in this photo?
Now, I have to tell you, do you know what's funny about this photo? Is my mother took me to this show, Bette Midler, and I swear to God, she was wearing this top when she took me to that show. I just remembered that. She was wearing this exact top.
Oh my God.
Isn't that funny? But that is at Bette Midler's last tour she ever did, called Divine Intervention. And I was, I think, 14 or 13 whenever I went to see it. And it was the first time I had seen someone do that kind of variety show that I was like, oh my God. I mean, she did everything. She sung, she told dirty jokes, she came out in a mermaid tail in a wheelchair. I mean, what else does this woman not do? And she was 70 here. I mean, it was simply incredible. So it was that was one of my first big moments of what I would say true inspiration.
True inspiration. We love that. Now, I have one last question for you. This comes up in a lot of conversations, because obviously we love to talk about fashion, but what is one thing in your closet that you just absolutely cannot get rid of?
I'd have to pick two.
Okay, pick two.
My first pair of show shoes I ever wore on stage, I just couldn't get rid of them, and they were so broken down. And then I have a fur, a real fur stole that is from Zsa Zsa Gabor's closet.
Like legit Zsa Zsa Gabor.
The darling, but you know really, but Zsa Zsa Gabor, but she was wonderful, but she married a prince, he took the leg, he said, I don't care.
How did you acquire that?
A girlfriend of mine who lives here in Los Angeles went to the estate sale after she had passed that her husband was having, and he just had an open estate sale at their house in Bel Air, and she got a couple of things, and she gave a few of them to me, because she was, you know, cleaning out storage, she collects a lot, and so she said, here's this fur by Zsa Zsa Gabor, because just fabulous.
I think everyone would love to have a Zsa Zsa Gabor fur in their closet.
But darling, but really, but have a fur, show some leg, it'd be fabulous. I loved her.
All right, well, we've come to the end of the show, and we're going to give you the final mic drop moment. Take this mic, look straight into the camera, and I want you to do your thing.
Well, thank you for having me, first off. It's such an honor for me to be here. And to everybody out there, thank you for watching me and my story. And I just have to say, look out, because I'm too glam to give a damn and coming for you, so you'll see me. Love you.
Oh, thanks so much for being here, Seth.
Thanks, honey.
Stick around, we have more in store for you here on Mic Drop on Revry TV. Thanks again to my guest today, Seth Robichaux.
Thank you, Damian. I appreciate you.